doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm my Texas buddy.
Yes, not too far from us, right down the
Right.
street.
I know. I gotta jump in my go-go mobile and come back and see you sometime here. It's been a
Yeah, we
little
do.
while.
It's been a while. Time flies.
I know. I know. I can't
It's
believe it.
amazing.
Tell me, how's your family doing? I love to hear about your family. Tell me about your family. You got to tell.
Yeah, they're doing really, really good. I mean, we have our two little ones running around the house right now, and we're one. My son is actually going to be 6 in a couple of weeks, and then we have our daughter. She's 4, and man, I don't know how my wife keeps up with them. She was sick um, about a week and a half ago, and she had COVID, so she was isolated. And I had to take care of the kids, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this! I want to go back to work full time. I want to be in my office." I was like, just mad respect for her because it's like, whoa, I don't know how you do it. There's no way I can do this. So yeah, but if the family's doing well. We're just enjoying the summer. The kids are active in all kinds of sports, and we're loving the lakes. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun.
Oh, aw, that's good. That is so good. I know you, I want you to talk about, like, your value of quality time with your family. I love how you always have high representation of that. It's very important to you, and I like to hear what people believe about that. So would you share about that?
Yeah, I think I learned to really, as I got older, to really value time and value family. I have some older kids that are a single father, but back then I was young and I was just hustling. I mean, I was just working and grinding, just trying to survive basically. You know, allow the kids to live a normal life, but it was always I felt like I missed out on a lot. And now it's like as I got older, it's like okay, you know what? There's still ways that you can work really hard and long hours, but put some time into family. Back then I didn't know that, and now I know. So I mean, I really structure my day out, and when I structure my day out, if I notice family things, that comes first, right? So I don't care if I have a meeting, I don't have to care about if I have something going on. My family comes first, always. And if it's already scheduled, then we already know. Here are the times that I'm working. Try not to do anything in here, but if we do, let me know ahead of time so I can schedule it out. But for the most part, every single day, during the day, 'cause I'm blessed enough to work from home. You know, I put in 12, 13-hour days, but yet I'm spending 3 or 4 or 5 hours a day with my kids, because in the morning I wake up, I do my thing, they eat breakfast, I hang out with them. In between my meetings, if I have 15, 20 minutes here and there, if I get off early in the meeting, I'll go hang out with them and go play with them for a little bit, come on
Um,
back. And then at 4 o'clock, I literally cut it off. And then and we put them to sleep by 7:30. By 8 o'clock, I'm back to work a little bit longer, right? Because everybody's down and sleeping and do their thing, and I go back to work. So I really learned how to shut it off. Weekends, I usually shut it off, and just it's family time, and probably about 4 or 5 hours when the kids are doing their own thing. Then I get to work. But yeah, I've really learned how to do it, and we have a really consistent schedule. And the kids know, they know. It's like, wait a minute, why are you at work? It's already they already know. So yeah,
um,
it's great.
That's great. That is great. I love to see you tell this because the smile and the feeling and just being able to tell people that it is doable. You have to
Hmm.
really be dedicated to your family, but it's definitely doable. And I love that. Oh, and what was their favorite breakfast food?
Pancakes every morning. Like I was telling you earlier, it's like, you know, we have we probably have about 10 boxes of cereal that have been in there for like months, and they like pancakes. And watch this story. When they love pancakes, and in fact, today wasn't pancake; it's waffles today. So, so oh, they mix it
Close
up.
enough.
But
Yeah,
yeah, so
that's
my wife
awesome.
my wife was fit. When my wife was sick, she makes batter. She makes it for a couple of days. When she got
Oh,
sick,
nice.
I used the last of it. So the next morning, I was like, okay, I'll make them cereal. They were upset. They did not want it. So I told my wife that night. I was like, okay. when everybody goes to sleep, before the kids get up, can you come into the kitchen and make your batter that and go back into the room so you can be isolated, and I'll serve the pancakes. And she did.
Okay.
So so they love pancakes.
I love that. I know what I'll get fed when I come see y'all.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. Yeah, that was one of my favorite things you were saying. It's like, "They like pancakes."
They love
Oh, I
them.
love 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan, as you can see from our
Yes.
from our
Yes.
setup here, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, I tell you what, one of the other things that I thought was, like, super cool is that here you, like, balance family and all that. And then, you've been in this really cool space. I always get geeked out when you talk about it.
Yeah.
Is the all this, the automation and
Yeah.
bots and all these things. And um, I think sometimes it seems a little bit more mysterious than it should. And I wanted you to talk about it because you're like the resident expert on it for sure. And probably from just about for anybody, like any kind of business, and that's it's RPA. Would you just talk to us like we have never even heard what those initials are?
Yeah. Well, RPA stands for robotic process automation, which still means nothing to nobody, right? I don't know why they even named it RPA, or robotic process automation, because when you think robotics, you think hardware, right? You think it's something that's going to be, it's going to be a robot taking over stuff, right? It's not.
Right.
It's to be business process automation. And what it is, the best way to look at it is, if you go to work, if you're working and you're sitting behind a computer and there's things that you do every single day, like, you get invoices or you get emails that you have to save somewhere, and there's a sequence that goes behind what you do every single day.
Mhm.
All that can be automated. And what people don't realize is that whatever software and application they're using now, they don't have to change up anything, because they already have the logic built. They've already built it from building that process themselves, saying, okay, well, when you open this document, I want this document to go into this software. From this software that I just purchased, I want you to send it to our Google Docs. And then from our Google Docs, I want you to send it to email to these people,
Oh,
right? And then there's a sequence, right?
uh-huh.
So we call it a bot. What the bot does, it recognizes that sequence over and over and over again, and it does it. It repeats it over, and it does it for you. And it doesn't. They don't care about the data. It's more the logic. Once they
Mm.
understand where it needs to go, the data can be manipulated. It could be any type of. It doesn't have to be the same thing over and over, because it'll recognize it and it
Oh,
knows where to
wow.
put it. So that's the great thing about RPA, is that whatever you're doing currently, just
Uh-huh.
sit back and stop and say, okay, what am I doing manually? Where is my head down working in the computer that I know I can take this away from me? What would that do for you? I talked to a company this past week, and they weren't even sure, how it would work. And they said, we found out a process that can work. And they said, well, I don't know if I want to do this process. It only takes about an hour a day to do it. I said, an hour a day to do it. That's 5 hours a week. I said,
Right.
what if you got, out of your 8 hour period, what if you got one of those hours back to do whatever you wanted to, like anything,
Mhm.
just that 1 hour, and you don't have to focus on this task at all? What could you do? I mean, physically and mentally, this is going to be off your table. You don't have to think about it anymore. You don't have to do it anymore, right? What could you do with that hour? Your whole vision and your creativity will take a whole different leap on somewhere else, because you don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't have to think about it ever again. Once he realized that, he's like, okay, I see what you're saying. And we found the process. So now we're mapping it out, to do, we call it proof of concept, so you can see it. So it's really just trying to find the areas of your business where you're doing a lot of manual work behind the computer, and automate it. That way you can focus on what's important. That's why businesses are growing so fast, because they're focusing their attention on productivity, on customer service, on scalability. And how they're doing that is eliminating all the back end work, so they don't have to focus their time, energy, or their investment, their financial and their bottom line, on that part of the company.
Wow. And so I can't imagine this. So you write these programs and it's like bots go in there. Now, would I be worried? Like, how does that work from a security standpoint? Like, is that y'all's bots and my stuff, or how does that work?
Yeah, great question. It's almost like a remote worker, right?
Ooh,
It's when you because you log into an application, right? You get that information from the application, and say you put on a spreadsheet, and from that spreadsheet you save it to the email, right? So the
right.
bot just grabs the information. It doesn't save it. It's like a
Mm,
copy and paste. It copies it here and pastes it here, copies it here and pastes it here, over and over and over again, right?
uh,
And that's all it does. So it doesn't bring any information out. It just takes it from
oh,
one information, and it takes that information and it puts it into another one. And all those applications are yours. So
mhm.
none of the information ever leaves your environment.
Wow. So that, I mean, yeah. So all secure then.
All secure, all
Yeah.
secure. And we go through all the process because a lot of, especially accounting,
Hmm.
banking,
Yeah.
medical, there's a lot of security issues there. So we have to go through and show them exactly how it works. But we haven't had one client say, "Oh, we can't." We actually had one, but they realized, oh, okay, that's not you, it's us. And then they, obviously they wanted to come back and work with us, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, but there's a lot of skepticism. There's a lot of worry about it. So we go into detail to show them exactly how it works.
Hmm. Hmm. And so, like, you could do it for CPA office or large bookkeeping firm. What about from that? You said banking, finance. How about like manufacturing or things that affect like inventory and stuff like that?
You are hitting all the right buttons today. Well, accounting, any of the financial industry, anything in the financial
Hmm.
sector, that has been the biggest use of RPA in those sectors because there's so much data there, right? So we see, I'll probably say about 70% of our business is in the finance, whether it's accounting firms, CPAs, banking, um, accounting departments for
Hmm.
or corporations, things like that.
Hmm.
But usually
Hmm.
financial has a lot, we're dipping in a lot of the financial. And then manufacturing is a huge one for us too. It's
Oh
huge
wow.
because they have a lot of old legacy systems that they have a lot of data from years and decades of stuff that they got to use, right? And they
Hmm.
don't want to switch it up. So they don't have to. They just show us what the logic is, and we automate it for them. So they're catching on a lot. So those are actually probably our two biggest industries that we're hitting right now. But
Hmm.
we've tapped in, and we have quite a few that are in different industries. But those are probably the two biggest because we know that they are stuck on their systems first of all, and they don't want to change
Yeah.
anything up, and they don't have time to learn something new. They've been doing this for
Okay.
so
Yeah.
long, they don't have time to learn something new. It's like, just show them what you do, and the bot will do it 100 times faster and make no mistakes.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So how long does it take y'all to meet with that company and figure all of that out? It seems like so much information you need to gather. Does that take?
Yeah, well, you know what? It did for a while because we obviously try to figure it out and understand how to work with clients. But we figured out a real smooth system for everybody to catch on board right away. What we used to do is, like you were talking about inventory, like inventory from manufacturers, one that we did. And inventory management, there's a lot of components to go to that, right? You have to place this order. You have to do you see how many quantity you have. There's so many different steps within that process to be completed.
Right.
To build it is time consuming. It's time consuming, right? Because there might be multiple people involved with it. There's a lot of data gathering that you have to get from each task just to complete the process. So what we do is we map the whole thing out from beginning to end. We'll show you exactly what this looks like. So you see the whole mapping out of it. You say, okay, well, this is probably going to save us, you know, 15, 20 hours just a week because if we do this or something like that, right? So you'll know what it could take, how much it'll save. if you automate it. And then what we do is we say we'll find one part of that process to do a proof of concept, to be a POC, right? So let's say it's ordering, right? And they say it's just we have to go through 20 different websites to go get all this when we order stuff, and we have to it takes a
Mhm.
while. That might be the bottleneck of the whole process that people don't like to do. So we work on that. That's the part of the process we work on. So we get all the information gathering and everything that we need for that specific task for that process. That what that allows you to do, it allows you to see how we work. It gives you a better understanding how the bot works, and it allows you to let this run into your environment. So you not only get to see it and understand it, but you get to feel it.
Hmm.
And while you're doing that, you can be like, wow, now I can automate the rest. And you're bought in. So if you're bought in, now you're going to give us the information that we need to complete it in a really timely manner. And the ones that are being bought in, we're building them quick. We're building them weeks and within
Wow.
weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So processes they've been doing manually for years and decades, we're automating in weeks.
Wow.
We're doing one right now. We're finalizing one right now for a client that's spending 30 hours a week on a process. 30 hours. There's three people doing it, but it's total of 30 hours. The bot completes everything they were doing in 1 hour.
Whoa.
1 hour.
That's That's
That's huge.
huge.
Yeah.
Now,
And
what's going to happen with those people? Does that free them up to do other things? I mean, is that
yeah, great question. What we found out is that a lot of the companies, and this is why we like small and medium-sized businesses, because you need bots to run the business, right? But you need people to grow your business, right? Bots can't grow
oh
your
man, I
business.
love that.
So we're
Mm,
finding out with smaller businesses, medium-sized enterprises, is that they're looking to move those people into other areas that's going to allow them to give more value, right? And we're
mm.
seeing the retention is a lot higher. We're starting to
Wow.
see the morale of the company is a lot higher because these employees are feeling valued, and they're a voice now, right? And not just fingers, you know.
Hmm.
So we're seeing a lot of that, and I knew that going in because I've been a serial entrepreneur, and I was thinking,
Hmm.
if I had this, I wouldn't have to have people doing this. I could help them doing customer facing things, you know, things that are
Right.
going to grow our brand. And so that's what we're seeing a lot of. So there's a lot of scarcity for sure
Yeah.
when they get into it, because people are like, well, why are you doing this? I won't have anything to do. But in reality, it's more than likely those employees are keeping those people because they already know the company, how it works. They don't need to hire out. You know, they're like, you bring your history with the company and your knowledge of the company and help us brand the company. So yeah,
Wow.
we're seeing a huge change. So we haven't seen anybody, you know, lose jobs except
Good.
in the enterprise world. Enterprise is a little different, but yes,
Sure.
they're replacing bodies in the enterprise. But the smaller
Yeah.
businesses, no, they're doing all the back end so they can hire for the front end.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So there's just no reason not to, have fear of change, right? I mean, that's the big thing. And here, increased productivity. I mean, isn't that's good for everybody to just feel better than the weight of their job, on them, not
Hmm.
having the productivity. So that's fantastic. What's
Yeah,
um what's the what's the strangest business you've done so far? Have you had something, come on, something outside of, normal?
the strangest business we
Yeah.
did. Yeah, we've worked on this one. Is like a ticket. It's like Ticketmaster. Gosh, I want to give him some love on here too, but I can't remember the name of his. He's active. They're active with us. Darn it, he's gonna beat me up if I show him this one. So, um, but
Be our secret.
yeah, yeah, but it was they go to different. It's something like StubHub or Ticketmaster. People go
Yeah.
looking for all these sports tickets all over, and they look for the best price. Well, they have to go to the different sites. What he figured out is, you know, tell me your budget. I'll find the site that I'll find out where you can get that same ticket. If you're paying $20 for a ticket, I could probably find it for $5, right? So he has all these metrics already
Right.
built up, and he's doing it by hand. He was doing it by hand. It's like, oh, I know where to go. If you go here, you go here. Like, so we just built it in for him, and we didn't. I was like, oh yeah, we'll give it a shot and see. But the great thing is that he already had it all built out. I was like, if they go here, go here. If it's not there, they have to go here. And they go here, they have to go here. And he gave us all the touching points. And
Yeah.
it probably took us about a good 3 weeks to build it out, and probably about 2 months to really simplify. I mean, it was already running, but to really
Right.
streamline it and make it like where it's just, you could just sit back and have a cup of Joe and let it run. It took us
Wow.
about 2 months, and now it's just running fluidly. So people can go on the website, and within minutes they find, they'll say, "Hey, my budget's $20 per seat." Says, "Oh, by the way, I found it for $12. You don't have to pay $20. Here it is, right here." And he has it knocked down. So that was probably the one off that I can think of off, because I was like, man,
Yeah.
this is going to be challenging. But now it was actually creative, allowed us to see
Yeah.
what we're capable of doing.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Um, and is there anything, I mean, is there any size of business that is there too small, or I can't imagine there's one too big on the enterprise side, but are there businesses that are too small, or can you help even a solopreneur?
Solopreneur.
Yeah.
Because solopreneur has a lot of hats, right? They wear a lot of hats, especially if they've already built their business. There's a lot of things that they do manually. It's like, what are
Yeah.
those things? They may take 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, and 20 minutes here, but they all add up. Those add up to like hours and hours of work. And when you don't realize, like, wow, I was doing that for 15 minutes every single day, but now that you take it away from me, I don't do that. And I was doing that 10 minutes a day. So we
Yeah.
do solopreneurs tour. Now, what I will tell you is there's a little difference between, like, enterprise, everybody's doing it, or everybody knows about it and they're transitioning. Small, medium-sized enterprises, they know about it, but they really don't have the resources or knowledge to really implement it right away. If
Hmm.
they know about it, they're investing in it, and then they're trying to do it themselves. They're bringing on their team to learn it, so they learn the software, but yet they don't know how to implement it. So there's just a lot of red tape they have to go to really understand it. So
Um,
now they're bringing in us to say, hey, you know what? Show us how right away. So now we're going there. We'll build it for them right away. We show them how we're doing it. This is how you do it. We train them, right? So we're doing a lot of business like that because it's allowing them to take advantage of the service right away. My heart is in small and medium-sized businesses. Now, we know right now small and medium-sized enterprise is starting to really take off. We're getting a lot of attention there. Most of our business is in that sector. But we marketing to small and medium-sized businesses, and the reason why is because they don't have any IT structure. They don't have an internal team that
um,
can do it. They don't have
mhm.
the knowledge to really understand how to do it. Even if they have somebody that's technical, they still don't know how to take advantage of this. They might know how to bring in this software, how to use this software, and sort of try to put all the pieces together, but they don't know the next level of automation, so to speak, right? So for us, our focus is educating the smaller businesses and letting them know that you have someone like us out here to talk to so you can understand it. Our thing is just information gathering and educating, just gather
Mhm.
information, share our experience with you so you can understand how to use it within your organization, because any business can use it. It's just
Mm,
that the smaller businesses don't know about it. They're thinking
mhm.
that RPA is another software that I got to learn, I got to implement, I got to put
Right.
into my
Right.
system. It's going to take more time. It's like, no,
Hmm.
you don't have to learn anything. It's going to save you a lot of time. and
Wow.
and so, but once they understand that, what we're
Hmm.
seeing the smaller businesses is that they're doing multiple processes. We have one client right now, I think they're on 10 processes. We have another
Oh,
one that's
wow.
probably on their fifth in the last 3 months. And these are small businesses, and because they get it, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to take that off. I'm wearing that hat. Jen's wearing that hat. David's wearing that one. Mike's wearing that hat. I mean, now you can start taking all these so that people can focus on the business. So we work at any level, and we worked
Hmm.
at any level. We know we could work at this larger level, but our goal was to figure out how to get down to a small market, and now we have a real strong system that's penetrating the market right now. So yeah, so we do any size.
That is fantastic. That is
Yeah.
fantastic. Um, and so how do you feel about when people contact you to ask you all of this? Is that are you the main face? Should they get hold of you?
Right now, yes. And the reason why is because I've been at this since 2017,
Yeah.
and I've done thousands, literally thousands of processes. I won't say they all completed, but I've done them, right? So
Right.
there's a lot of experience that I've gone through, but I've also brought on a team that has experience in different areas like development and
Mhm.
analyzing, and things like that in project management, all in our industry. So with our experience together, it makes it very, very easy for the clients to get things done. But as far as the one that sort of has to open the gates up, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm the contact right now. But
Okay.
we're building a platform, so we're bringing on other players that they can take what I've learned and share with others as well. So for now, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We'll make sure I'll have you put your contact information again in the chat so that in case someone wants to get more information on RPA or who knows like good referrals for you as far as in that business because it sounds like when that business goes, man, I just am spending all this time doing all these different things on the computer. Sounds like it's something they need to come and ask you if there's ways to solve those um, challenges and save some solo world. I definitely can relate.
Yeah, yeah. I think for we built the system. A lot of our business is referral based. It really is. It's word of mouth. It's like just talk to these guys basically, and see what they do for your company, right? And there's a little bit more that goes to it, but
Mhm.
we found out that if we help people help their people, the work gets out faster. So we have partners that we partner up with that are we can call them affiliates, we can call them partners, whatever we want to call them, that already have you know relationships with a lot of businesses, and this is a new technology for them. So it's for
Mhm.
us, we want to educate them so they can have the conversations with their network, and we can all connect together and get on a call so everybody learns at the same time, right? And in their
Yeah.
affiliate, it makes it easier for them because the more they hear about it, like, okay, now I'm getting it. Now I'm getting it. But we have data, we have videos, we have all the information set up. So it makes it very easy. So our job is to make sure that our partner understands first.
Right.
And then after they understand first, now how do I deliver that to the people that I can help, to my network? How can I do that? I need the information. You can just tell me, but if you don't have these use cases, you don't have all these case studies, you don't have these videos, you don't have these articles, you don't have data to back anything you up, then I don't have anything. So we make sure that not only they have to educate them first, but then we have all the information they need to be able to communicate this with their end client. And
Awesome.
it's been great. So partnerships is what we really work on a lot of, and
Mhm.
those partnerships are turning into really big things.
It's awesome. That is
Yeah,
great. So, I mean, just growing and growing. I hope someone contacts you because I can't see this not being necessary as you grow in your business just to get, save time. We can't replace time, so you might as well save it, right?
that's it.
Doing
That's it.
something
And
else. Yeah.
automation helps you do it. It really does. It allows you to spend time where you want to spend time, whatever that is, right? So and
Yeah.
if your
Yeah.
boss allows you, if you're working for somebody, it allows you to spend time doing more productive things, or might spend time to allow you to go off and get off early and hang out with your family because you finish your projects. Who knows? But we know that it's saving a lot of people time, giving
Good.
them time back.
Right. Right.
And the older we are, the more we know how precious it gets. Yeah, yeah. Once you
Speak
pass
for
that,
yourself.
hey, once you pass once you pass that 50 mark, see, I'm 51, so once you pass that 50 mark, it's like, wait a minute, it's already, it just it
Wait,
mentally, it's like, it's totally different, right? So time is important, especially now. So I'm making sure that I automate my whole life.
Wow. That's that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not talking age this morning, but thank you.
That's okay.
once you once you have grown-ups, you
But
just go, "Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I know. It's like, yeah,
no." Right. Well, I love spending time with you. Thanks for explaining all that this morning. I think that's really
yeah.
helpful to know, what all, RPA is, but, and to get to know you. You know, tell me something. Tell me what is your favorite thing that you want someone else to know about you?
Oh, great question. The favorite thing I want, you know, I'll probably say that um my favorite thing is probably that's a great question. I've never been asked that question. Not that I remember. What I want people to know about me, and I think I go back to what my legacy what needs to be, and it's just making sure that that what I do on this earth is making a difference for people for the future. That I have my stamp to where I know what I'm doing, my work that I put in has grown that seed into something totally different, and people have taken what I've learned and just to a whole different level. So that's I just want to leave a legacy of just making change in this in what I know what I love to do. And right now I found my niche, and it's really helping businesses. So I hope that answered your question.
There's no wrong
um,
answer. That's a great
yeah,
answer.
yeah, yeah.
I know I know your passion for taking care of people and doing great things for businesses and stuff. So
Thank
no
you.
shock there is that big heart this way, but also changing the future today, right? So
Yeah.
oh, I just wrote you a commercial there.
You did. You did. Well, I'm glad to
Yeah.
record. I'm glad to go back and play this. That way I can steal that later.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. Well, I can't thank you enough for spending the time. We'll put your contact information. I'm starting to get like I can't talk. We'll put your contact information in the chat and keep being you and doing great things. I love to see you on LinkedIn, seeing that your company is just soaring. So I just love it,
Thank you.
and and bringing that presence and reminding us how to stay grounded in our the time, how much time matters. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, keep eating
Well,
pancakes. I'll be up to Austin sometime there soon, bud.
hey, well, we got to go out. We got to meet each other again. It was so great meeting you the first time and having that conversation. You're the first person I met in person from LinkedIn. And so that
I
was,
got a
yeah,
trophy
so that
room.
was special. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
special. So,
yeah.
but no, thanks for having me on. It's always great talking to you. I love following your work too. You're an amazing soul, and so I'm glad to be connected with you.
Thanks, Wilton. All right, have a good holiday weekend. Everybody, thanks, Rhonda, Jason, Zach. Let's see who else showed up for us. They showed up super sweet. And
Katie,
Katie, Miss Katie.
yeah.
Who doesn't love Katie? Thank y'all. And everybody have a good rest of the day. Wilton, don't go anywhere. And we'll see y'all later.